That's my kind of question, baby. I would like a jersey from a man called Eric Cantona. What's going on, Mike? What are you doing?
I'm doing well. So is it working on a Christmas film as much fun as it seems?
I kind of have to say, yeah, don't I? But yeah, it is loads of fun, and it's kind of funny because the Christmas spirit is such a particular feeling, that we associate particularly with this time of year. But we were shooting it in like March and April, so like we definitely the dregs of winter had kind of like gone on a little bit too long, and we were like desperate for summer to kick in and blah blah blah. But yeah, it was great to kind of like recapture and regenerate that feeling that we all so love about Christmas.
Now, what was the casting process like? And did you feel any pressure going into the audition knowing it was a Richard Curtis script?
Yeah, all right. So I was shooting something else at the time actually. I got sent the script, and I kind of knew that it was based on another movie, but I'd never seen the movie, and I still actually haven't watched it. But yeah, I kind of did a couple of tapes for the guys, and then had like a long conversation with Sam, and had a long conversation with Richard in his house. And me, Richard, and his partner Emma, like talked and talked and talked, and then we ended up going to a kind of like food market and blah blah blah. So like it was a kind of like extensive getting to know you process both from both sides of the line before we kind of like really settled on doing it. But I think that was kind of great because it meant that we had a real personal relationship as well as a professional relationship as we were working on the movie.
Now, yes, it is a Christmas movie, but that's not all it is. What's your favorite theme from the movie?
I think it's like in many ways it's a love story, but like not not the one that you expect it to be. I think like platonically, there's a real love between Flora and Bernard's character, and they learn a lot about like what it takes to make a friendship and to build a friendship and to grow a friendship. By the end, it's about like making sacrifices for each other and putting the other person first. And I think that's really important. And Bernard particularly takes that into the rest of his life and his family life and how he is as a partner and how he is as a parent. So I think, I mean, look, it's the film works on many levels, as most Curtis movies do. And it's if you want it to be funny, it can be funny. If you want it to be meaningful, it can be meaningful. If you want it to be, you know, um, emotional, it can be emotional. But I think all the best pieces of art are kind of like that. They should be elusive to pin down exactly what it is that makes us so drawn to them.
Now, you mentioned your character, Bernard. Do you have any similarities with that character that you were able to maybe attach yourself to kind of get into that role?
I kind of think he's like a good person, and I hope I'm a good person. Like I think he's good. Like, ultimately, to be fair, what I do definitely connect to is this idea of trying to do all things at all times. So at the beginning, he wants to be like the best person in the office, and he wants to make sure that his boss is happy with the work that he's doing, and he also wants to make sure that he doesn't miss his daughter's birthday, and he also wants to make sure that his wife is getting what she needs from the relationship, and he kind of can't do all of those things. And I kind of relate to that thing of like trying to like spin all the plates at once, but hopefully like I'm a little bit better at prioritizing the people that are important in my life than Bernard is.
Now, yourself and Melissa McCarthy had some really great back and forth scenes. How much freedom did you have to just bounce off each other and riff a bit?
A lot. A lot, yeah. I mean, um, I guess like with Melissa, that's part of the reason why you cast her in a movie like that, because she's such a virtuosic improviser, and she's such a creative mind, and she's a writer herself and producer and all of that. Like I think the script is a Richard Curtis script, and obviously that's so magical and has its own kind of like flavor to it. So it was the I suppose the challenge for everybody was how to allow both things to exist in their most fully realized way. How we could like find the freedom of the spontaneity and the organicness of the invention, as well as like honing in and anchoring in on what is so like yeah nuanced and meaningful about the actual script that I've written down.
Was there anything that you changed during the filming that maybe was on the original script that maybe changed, or maybe you add something during the production?
Yeah, I mean, it's more like, is there anything from the script that is still in the movie from from the original script? Right? There's so much that changed, and that was great, to be able to work with a director who's kind of malleable and like reactive as Sam was great, because it meant that we could have ideas on the floor, and kind of put them in. So like at this point, I literally don't even remember what the original was because there was such a sense of freedom and of respect of like people's new ideas when in the actual filming process.
Now, the story basically follows Flora and Bernard, who developed this great friendship. How much time, maybe before filming, did you spend with Melissa to kind of maybe develop that rapport?
Yeah, I flew out to New York a few weeks before we started shooting, and so that's when I first met Melissa, and she was great from the jump. Obviously, I was away from home, so it was a bit of a, I was the newbie, but like she was great. She took me to some amazing restaurants and we had a lot of drinks together, and she's just like a very fun person. So um yeah, we spent a lot of time together, kind of because like the film kind of lives or dies on the rapport and the connection and the chemistry between those two characters. So for me, it was really important that that felt like it was like really truly lived as opposed to like made up.
Now, I want to wrap up with a kind of fun one. Lionel Messi, well, more so his jersey plays an important role in the film. If you were given three wishes to have any footballers' jerseys, which three would you pick?
Ooh, that's my kind of question, baby. I would like a jersey from a man called Eric Cantona. He's a Manchester United player from the 90s. I'd like
Great number seven.
his jersey, a number 7 from the 96-97 season. Um, maybe a there's a Ghanaian footballer called Michael Essien. He used to play for Chelsea and Real Madrid. I'd like to get a Ghana because I'm a Ghanaian myself. I'd like to get a Ghana jersey from him playing in the I think 2006 World Cup. Um, and then obviously you've got to get like you know like a Lionel Messi jersey from like his very first game for Barcelona because that's going to be worth a bit of money.
Now, the Lionel Messi story, was that written in, and was it specifically Messi? Did you have any say on what player it
You
was going
know
to
what?
be?
I did put forward some suggestions, but you can't argue with the goat, and like
Of course.
especially like now Messi is gracing your shores. Like I think it made sense.
Well, Papa, thank you so much for your time. You can watch Genie right now streaming on Peacock, and hope to speak to you again soon.
Thanks so much.